Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome back. Did you miss me? I know you missed me. You had to miss me. I missed you guys. So nice to be back on SPTV. Thank you, Richard, for opening up the platform in honor of Spirit. Tonight's going to be an amazing night. I have a young gentleman on the other side by the name of Richard Stuttle, who is holding calmly in his chair to jump out here, to be here, to hold space for each and every one of you. Are you excited? Can you feel the heat? Can you feel the fire? Can you feel the thunder? I'm so excited. Can't wait to bring them on board so that we can flow together in honor of Spirit. Let's see who's here, who's going to share, who's going to like, and who's going to say what's up. Hello, hello. So nice to have you here. Is it Bummy? I hope I'm saying that right. So nice to have you here. I see the little kitty cat. Oh, it's my girl from New Mexico. Happy Friday, Berlinda. My girl B is in the house. Lots of love to my Kaza. What's up, Scotland? So nice to have you here. Kaza's in the house. Richard, you're going to watch that Spitfire. Hey, it's Jennifer Rose. Jennifer Rose will be in our class when we start teaching. So Jennifer Rose, so nice to have you here. But look at that. She says, hi, Richard, and hi, Richard. So the other Richard got a little shout out too. Check it out. Oh, I'm so glad you're new here. I'm new here too. Can you tell, y'all? I can't help it. Sir Richard, it's my girl, Joanne Lewis, my beautiful star. I love watching you flow. Thank you so kindly for being here and holding space. This is what's up. My Cali girl, Stacia, is in the house. You know what? I'm not going to hold this. I don't want to be stingy with saying all the hellos. Richard, can we bring Richard Stuttle in the house? Can we bring him in? Oh!
Hello. Hello. Hi, Debbie. Hi, everybody.
Hi, I'm so honored to have you here.
It's my privilege. It certainly is my privilege. Thank you ever so much for inviting me, and I'm really looking forward to the den this evening.
Me too. I'm excited and nervous. So y'all heard that. Miss Debbie's nervous, y'all. We nervous, but we gonna flow. And I know we got a professional on our hands, so I'm really grateful. Richard, would you mind giving a little bit of hellos and shout outs to our audience and see who's here, Richard? Let's give some more. Let's roll them and let Richard give some shout outs if you don't mind. Go
Tracy, hey, love your picture. Love that.
Me too.
How you doing?
Love it.
Oh, spirit of love. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Again, love that picture, the heart. Steve, good to see you. How are you doing?
I love Steve. Millie B, girl, what's
up? Me, you too. It's an absolute privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. Millie, where are you from?
Yeah, girl, where are you all from? Can you let us know where are you from? Laura, girl. Lovely. Beautiful
thanks
eyes.
for the heart, angels. How are we doing? Where are you from?
Yeah, let us know now.
Lovely.
Where are you from?
International audience. It's so wonderful. Everyone's coming together. Hi, Tina. Coming together to work for Spirit, to work for the Spirit world. It's such a privilege. Good day, Sam. How are you doing? Not an Aussie by any chance?
I didn't see. Do we have any Aussies in here? East Coast in the USA. That's what's up. Thank you for being here. Oh, it's my girl, Diane. 805 in the house.
How wonderful. Is it hot there? Or
yeah, it's hot here.
Hot in the UK. It is hot in the UK. Oh, Devon. Oh, I'm in Wiltshire. So I'm not too far, heading down that way.
Krish. South Africa. Pretty cool, right? Now, Richard, if you don't mind, as everyone's coming in here and they're popping in, can you just share a little bit about who you are and what you like the world to know about you?
Yeah, the world to know. Well, big question. Thanks, Debbie. Well, yeah, I'm from York originally. got interested in mediumship. I grew up with mediumship, healers, the spirit world. I was never told there was anything wrong with that. It's such a privilege to be brought up in that way, a love for Mother Earth and nature. Sad note, my sister passed to spirit back in 2002. And from there, I started asking the questions, you know, where do you go? What happens after life? What happens in this world? What's the purpose, the meaning of life? Started to look into that level of sensitivity, that level of knowing within yourself, and that attunement with the other frequencies around us, with attuning with the spirit world, and just started to get information. That all nice unfolded quite nicely. I'm an artist, very much into painting, creativity. Healer, I completed the course with Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary, which is in Surrey in the UK. And I believe that healing is the underpinning vibration for all mediumship. It's love, it's energy, it's vibrance, and it really underpins everything we do in life. So yeah, I'm very privileged to be a trustee of Harry Edwards as well, and we're doing a lot of work to bring healing into today's world, you know, engaging the next generation with healing, and of course with mediumship and spirit art. I love spirituality, and I love those questions, those endless conversations. You don't get it in any other subject that I found. So I'm really excited to talk to anyone about the spirit world, to talk about life after death, or mortal death, shall we say. It's just such a joy and such a pleasure to meet like-minded people and connect, and it's great. Hi Caroline, hi Tom. People still coming in. So yeah, there's lots to talk about, Debbie. There's so much to talk about. But really just, you know, bringing messages from loved ones in spirit, showing that continuation of life is so important, not just for us in our world, but for them in their world, you know, and show how close our worlds are, because it's only a vibration away. It's just a shift of attunement, and you can connect and feel that presence, feel that energy of people around you and people in the spirit world. So it really is, I feel it's a life's calling, you know. I feel it's something that, you know, you go on your journey through life, you go down different twists and turns, and somehow I always ended up coming back to spiritualism, coming back to the spirit world, and working with mediumship.
Yes. Wow, what a story, Richard. I'm very sorry on the loss of your sister.
Oh, thank you.
And as you talk about diving into the spirit world, and you started to ask questions, which we all find ourselves doing, what piece of advice would you give someone who's opening up, or in that same situation at this moment today, who are trying to find answers? How would you bring them back as they're opening up in that journey for self and understanding?
First of all, to understand that everything is okay. Every feeling, every emotion that comes up is okay. If you want to start to attune with the spirit world, you'll start to feel these energies around you. Know what's you. Know how you're feeling. Know how you are in the morning before you start doing. Then you can recognize that feeling is you, or that feeling is someone else. Talk to the spirit world, ask questions, and they'll answer you. But it's a feeling, it's a sensation, it's a knowing. You know, many of us go through the different clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairfractions, all of these different things, but the underpinning one is claircognizance. It's that clair knowing. It's what you feel here, and you just feel, or you know it's right. The same as you can feel somebody who stood behind you, who's living in the room when they passed to spirit, you can still feel that same energy. That's how we start to bring that forward. But just to know that everything is okay. What you are feeling, what you are going through, these emotions are temporary, whether they're good or bad. Let them flow through you. Acknowledge them and let them flow. Don't take hold of them, because it's not necessarily your feelings, your emotions, your joy, or your trauma.
Right. Beautifully said. And congratulations on your certificates and certifications with your healing. That is a huge honor from such a prestige school. I know when we speak of mediumship, we're focused on the message, but there's also that healing component that comes with that. and the love that you said that we come back to. So thank you, Richard, for just sharing briefly a part of who you are and giving us a glimpse of some of your journeys. I say let's hold space and bring in some spirit world and our world together in honor of love and healing. So for those that are in here, we're going to have Richard draw. He's going to start, and I get to have the privilege to also hold space and work with him. So let's see where we go. So for all those that are in here, please share, please like. This is something Richard does out of his kindness of his heart, and all he asks is for shares. Share, share, share out of love and honor to Richard and this platform and spirit. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. And of course, it's an absolute privilege to work with you this evening. And I love Deming together. You know, it's such a beautiful vibration when you get to work with somebody else and you get to link in. And of course, the spirit world absolutely love that as well. You know, that's what it's about. They love to play. They love that energy and that vibrancy about how to do it. So when we're working with spirit art and when we're working with the spirit world, we keep the drawings really loose, really quick. And it's an essence of somebody, but it's like when you're getting the portrait done or you're getting a photograph taken in this world, you want your best side. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
So spirit world, sometimes they like to come through younger than when they passed, and it's really important to understand that because it's great. They are so intelligent in the spirit world. Their knowledge and their knowing is far greater than ours. And what happens in many cases is we're able to match the picture with a photograph. And I mean, what more proof do you need?
Right.
As you can see, there's a gentleman stepping in forward here. He's coming through with some bright earthy colours. So I know that this gentleman would have really liked the garden. I can feel the soil in my hands. I know that he would have liked gardening. It would have been really important. He's a very kind man and he's a very kind soul. He's showing himself younger, but I feel that he was a lot older when he passed, but he was talking about the vibrancy of his youth. And somebody here would have been talking about him recently. The month of April is important for this gentleman as well. And I know that there would have been people and conversations around him. I know that he would have done a manual job as well, because I can feel that his hands are quite well worn. And he feels like he's just such a loving soul. Family was important to him. What he did also like was the sun on his face. So I know, as I mentioned, the gardening was really important. And there would be memories with somebody here with times in the garden and those special moments.
Yeah. And anyone that is listening, could you understand who this gentleman is? I kind of feel with this gentleman as well that I would have had a little bit of a shakiness with my hand. So I know that I've had some ache pains and some issues with either my lung or the chest area as well with breath is the sense I get. I definitely feel with this gentleman, he would have needed some assistance with walking because I see what's interesting is a young daughter or young woman next to him that's helping him to help him take his steps. There was a mindfulness to make sure that there wasn't a fall. So I know that there was assistance there with this gentleman later in his life as well. I do feel that I would have had an injury to the knee or to the leg at some point, and I would have had some aches and pains with my back is the sense I get. Would anyone here that is listening, can you recognize the picture? I feel... Okay, go ahead.
Hi, Tonya.
Hi, Tanya. You could take it all. Okay.
He's talking to me about going to the beach and water now, and he's taking me to the blue and the blue skies. Would that ring a bell? Would that resonate? It seems to be holiday time and stuff like that. It just seems that the water is really important for him and that sense of freedom. What I know as I work with him and as I link in with you, that he gave you that sense of freedom, that there would have been a lot of conversations and it was go for it. It was a really positive attitude that this gentleman had, and he inspired you. I know that he inspired you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. He said yes. It's interesting because he's the kind of guy that would be looking at the magazines when they're selling cars, or he's like always looking for cars. I feel like he would have loved a great muscle car, because I feel like I'm looking at them and I have the, the blue book, and he's researching. So he's someone of knowledge and research. So he always makes sure you got a great deal. So I feel like he's giving this and he's placing it in your hand. He's like, go. It's like, I want to put travel in your hands, Tanya. Like if you've been thinking of going on a trip, check the tires, look at the tires, make sure that your heart is in the right place. Like, does it feel good? So I definitely get the sense a trip is coming. I don't know where you're at, but I'm getting desert. I almost want to go to Arizona. So I feel like if you have been thinking of going to the desert, I'm getting the sense that I want to be in the desert. So I know we went from the ocean to, he absolutely loved cars. I love that. I know we're going from the ocean into the desert, but I feel like, girl, he's right there with you, making sure all is well. I love that.
He's talking as well about the cars and about driving and going driving as well. So the cars were important to him, but there seems to be memories with you, and this is where I'd like to go with this. There's memories with you driving or messing around with the cars as well, because I can feel the oil on my hands as well. There seems to be a couple of funny stories there, not necessarily breaking down, but there was a few laughs along the way when you were driving. Does that make sense to you?
I feel like when you're saying that, I could see him literally checking the oil. Like he put the oil stick out. I feel like his whole body's in the car. So I know it was like, Dad, where are you going? Like, I'm all in there. So his whole body was all in there. Either the hood of the car literally hit his head, and you just kind of had that smucker giggle. So I do know that I could see that as well, which is so cool. I see the name Dan or Daniel. So I know I see Dan as well. I do feel that there's a lot of grief or a lot of heartache that someone is still working through. So please know I'm also feeling a blanket of protection, an angelic connection that's coming to you, because they're making me feel as if you also can see, or you have seen him, and he makes me feel that you have a breeze of energy that just comes really close to you, and it's like, oh, you knew that was him. I get the sense when he says that closeness comes by, a bird also goes by. So I know that you're very attuned to the spirit animals, and when they're close to you, you can feel the presence of your dad as well. And I love wonderful. The flowers.
2 daisies. He's given me 2 daisies to give to you. Would you know there's 2 people here that he admires from the spirit? I think there might be siblings or children of yours, but I know that he's given me these 2 daisies, and he's throwing the yellow centers of the daisies to you. So there's a little bit of healing required there. But it's certainly positive and growth, and he's giving you these. Do you get outside in the garden quite a lot? Because it just feels like you need to be walking barefoot on the grass, certainly at this time, and it feels really, really positive. But he's just giving you these 2 daisies and saying go with a lot of love and a lot of passion, and reconnect with that passion of the youth, those conversations, have those stimulating conversations, and let life go in its natural direction, because it feels like it's a really positive time that's coming up, but it may have been a little bit turbulent along the way to get there, if that makes sense.
Right. I love that.
Quiet.
Yeah, when you say memories, I literally see them sitting by our fireplace, reading the books. I could see all that love that you have. And so, Tanya, reconnect to that nature, that earth, that garden. Beautiful job, Richard. Amazing. We'll leave you with Spirit's love and your Father's love. Have a beautiful Friday, and thank you for just letting us hold space.
Wonderful. A great gentleman. I'd have liked to have known this gentleman. He was a great laugh and had a great sense of humour. Thank you ever so much for working with us.
Yeah, thank you.
I shall send photographs of them to whoever would like them. It's probably the easiest way to do that.
Perfect. So if you have a picture tonight, simply find Richard Stuttle on social media, and he can have the picture screenshot and send it to you. So then that way you can print it on your end. Beautiful drawing and message. Thank you, Helen. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for holding space. Please don't forget to share. Please don't forget to like, and please send the hearts. No words, right, Kaza? No words. Amazing. Brilliant job. What an honor, like, to be able to sit here and hold space. This is so cool.
So there's a lady coming in now, and she passed when she was younger. And I know that this lady, she's showing herself, but she She wasn't a stern lady, but she certainly had a point of view. She could have been seen as a bit stern until you got to know her a little bit. But she was very black and white in her views. And I know, as I work with this lady, that she liked things done properly. That was really important because she's telling me off for not getting the shape of her face right. So I know that she would have been very opinionated, and I know that she would have. She's a lovely lady, actually, but you would have taken a little bit of time to get to know her. There will be jewellery as well left from this lady, and I'm getting a necklace, and I feel that's right. And as it comes down here, I know that there's a necklace with a little pendant on it as well that will still be in the family. And this lady read as well. She was a great reader, and I know that she used to like a variety of books.
Very smart, very educated, very gentle spirit.
She is. She's a wonderful lady, but she could have just taken a few minutes and a few moments to get to know her.
Right. I feel like I feel that she would have had a book or an answer for something like, oh, you have a problem. She would be someone you can go to and say, okay, here's a book. I'm going to teach you. So I feel like she not only was she educated, but she also taught, like, let me show you how to correct this, or let me show you what you could do to get better or to learn. Looks like my Auntie Claire Louise understands this. Would you understand all of it, Claire? Butterflies just come by. So I know butterflies are also very significant as well. So I know when she... There you go.
Sorry, Debbie, mid-flow, putting butterflies in. Sorry.
I love that. I love that. That is when spirit is coming in, they are showing you what needs to be showed. And Richard was drawing as I said it. I love that. Claire, 100%. This is so awesome. I love that. I love that. Okay, so let's see what else Auntie has to say. I feel like she's coming in just pushing you, Claire. Like she is a huge cheerleader. Like, let's go, girl. Let's go. Let's do this. So I know she is somebody who is by your side in strong support. I do want to acknowledge Father as well. So I also feel that there's a gentleman that she's also holding space for. It's like everyone's like push. It's almost like I'm stepping you out of your comfort zone. And so if you're right now uncomfortable, that's okay. Spirit is helping you as you step into that. Very well educated. She had a book for everything and taught too. Oh, I love that.
She was a very beautiful lady as well, and there'll be photos of her in her youth. I get the sense that she would change her hair colour because she's making me use different colours. But I know as well, is it Claire, that you would have taken after her looks-wise as well. There would be a resemblance that seems to have come down and a few things there. But she's stunningly beautiful lady, and certainly was in this life. And I get the feeling that she was quite spiritual as well. You would have been able to have conversations with her about that. But she was quite grounded in her points of view. She had a lot of energy and vibrance. And when she passed to spirit, it was a very, very sad time for a lot of people that they couldn't believe it. So I know that she's talked about often, and she's talked about very fondly. And as I say that, she steps in with a smile and she says yes, because that's what it's all about. It's about the memories and the happy memories with her.
Yeah. I do see also, Claire, that you're writing. And so I do know that, when you're writing, I do feel that they're flowing with you. If you haven't done trance speaking, I definitely want to give you some form of trance speaking or mediumship speaking, like mental mediumship. I know you do, but I want to get you into that deeper trance is the sense I get, because they're really working through you, my love, is what I feel. Dad comes in very strong. I feel that they're like, keep your posture when you're in it, and the elegance and grace comes from Auntie. So I know that they're very well working with you side by side. It's almost like they come in, they look at you to see what you're doing, because you also ask them, am I doing this right? So please know that there's no wrong way. They're holding your hand with grace and ease. So I love that. We do have the similar features, yes.
There is healing as well with you, and whether, as Debbie says, trance, but I know that there's healing with you, and there's great healing potential. It's an emotional healing, because I'm getting really emotional as I step in. You feel it. You feel the emotion of people but you have a power for healing. Certainly that, I'm sure it'll be with trance and with developing that as well, but it goes across the top and it goes down straight through you, straight down to Mother Earth. So I know that healing is really important. And this is where this lady's talking about flying like a butterfly. Let yourself go, embrace that healing, because as we were saying earlier, it's the underpinning vibration. And I know that you were aware of this, and you know that as you step into the power, you understand, and it is giving what people need in the moment, and that is healing.
Beautiful job, Claire. She says 100%, I really do feel the emotional and do some healing. I love that for you. And I want to give you the auto writing. If you haven't done auto writing, really work into that, because they gave me the sense that they were using your hand to write. So if there's a book there that you're wanting to share, whether you're wanting to create an oracle deck of your own, these are inspirations from spirit. Trust them and take the lead and follow your heart, my love. It feels good, feels strong. I'll leave you with your auntie's love, your father's love, spirit's love. Richard, do you want to add anything to that?
I just like that. I love the way that this is unfolded, because she came through as quite a reserved lady. Now she's getting me to splash colour all over it. So once you got to know her, she was wonderful. And I think you've got that same ability that you can just splash colour and splash energy with the people you meet, and you can share that love. So thank you ever so much for working with us. And this lady is working with you.
Thank you, Claire, for holding space. I used to do automatic writing, need to get back at it. Thank you so much. We leave you with Spirit's love. That was Auntie giving you the pen, and it was like, let's get writing, girl. Let's get writing. So beautiful job, Richard. Awesome work. Thank you all for holding space. I hope you're all sharing. I hope you are all giving hearts. Give both Richards some love. Say it, tap, 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 tap. This is amazing flow. I love this.
Oh, no,
yeah, as you're saying that, I even want to cough with this person. So I know this gentleman would have been coughing at some point, would have sat in a chair. I feel like my belly was upset. And so as you're drawing him, that energy is coming very close. I feel that there's a lot of emotions, a lot of healing that's happening still with the passing of this gentleman here.
He's an older gentleman, and as he passed to spirit, he became very thin in the face. He lost a lot of weight towards the end. It's incredibly emotional link, this one. And he was going thin on the top, and he's just lightening it up by saying he didn't enjoy losing his hair. But certainly around the passing, I know somebody here would have been with him right until the very end. They would have cared for him towards the end. And he's just acknowledging that time. And he's saying that was very emotional. You had time with him towards the end, and he is ultra appreciative of that. He is so appreciative. He's coming through with a great deal of emotion, because he was quite an emotional gentleman towards the end, although it wasn't in his life. And I know that it's a very interesting link, a very emotional link with this guy.
Yeah, I feel that there was a lot that he couldn't do later in his life, and so he was really relied on the care and the help of his loved ones. And I feel like a young lady, I feel like a daughter, also had to help in a lot of ways that he's so appreciative for. Never did he imagine that his life would have been the way that it ended, but I feel like he's surprised how so many people came together. So he felt like all the love. It's interesting because I know Suzanne's in here and she's saying beautiful picture, but I just feel the love. I hear the name Tom as well, so I know Tom is also significant. And I'm hearing Brad. So if anyone is in here that could understand this or would understand this gentleman, I would love to hear, yes, it's my father, Sally Francis. Oh, God bless you, Sally. May we work with you.
Hi, Sally. Lovely to work with you. Very emotional link, this, and I know there's emotion with you when you think back about him as well. There was a lot of love. You were a daddy's girl, is what he's wanting to say, and he's talking about the time that you spent towards the end, but also he's taking me back to the childhood memories, swinging on a swing, if that rings a bell for you. But he's talking about the full lifespan that he had with you when he was on the earth plane, and know that he's watching you now in spirit. It's so important, this.
I feel with this gentleman, I would be sitting on a leather chair, and this chair was very comfortable. I feel at times I would have slept in this chair. So I know that I wouldn't have wanted to lay down in bed. So he had a little bit of a stubbornness to him about getting up and moving around because of his aches and pains within the spine. As I sit with him and I feel into his energy more, it was just like people were bringing me things. And I feel like I want to just give gratitude. I feel like at some point in my journey, either I would have smoked, because I get the sense that I would have had some lung issues as well. So I know that my lungs would have had some issues. As I say this, I also feel that either the smoke or the cigarette would have fallen or may have burned at some point, or someone was mindful that it didn't burn. If this makes sense.
He was a very black and white gentleman in his, yes for the swing, that's great, thank you. He was a very black and white gentleman in a way that he came across. I'm getting books as well, so I know that he was a reader, and I do get the sense when Debbie was talking about being in the chair, I got the picture of him reading books in the chairs as well. Religion as well played a part, although not necessarily a pivotal role. But I think I know there were discussions around this towards the end, and talks about the afterlife and where you went and what happened. He's taking me now as well to the more of the childhood memories and the first bike and the first steps and those types of things. He missed out on a few of these times, and for that he is really sorry. But he knows that he's got the memories now, and he's got the memories of what happened, which is incredibly important to him.
Right. I really feel a lot of healing that was coming in, Sally, so I could feel the emotions of where you are today, and for that they are sorry. You're learning to grow in your own spirituality and your own understanding and awareness, and for that they are so proud of you. I feel like if you need to step out of your comfort zone, please do so. Don't be afraid to ask questions, as Richard started with earlier on. When we go through our journey, it's really, understanding, bringing knowledge, awareness. And I feel that this is what they're bringing to you, is a deeper awareness of where you're going within your personal journey. There's a lot of love. I was going to say love, and you just drew a heart. I was going to say there's a lot of love.
He's bringing, you've got a lovely connection with this gentleman. The fact that you're feeling the chills is a beautiful connection. What he's doing is bringing in the green, and he's bringing in the heart. So he's talking about following your heart. He's talking about taking that route and that pathway. Do you do art? Are you creative? Because I'm getting the sense that you're a creative lady, that things are opening up for you now, creativity, with your creativity. And it's time to start exploring that a little bit more and blending, because I'm blending that. Oh, you've written to the spiritual, but fantastic. And it's from the heart. This is what we're talking about. It's from the heart. And it's around, I don't want to go into the different modalities of things around that, but it's just, it's from the heart, and it's love. And that's what he's talking about. So everything you do now and you bring in is through that. And the spiritual book, I'm sure, is a fantastic success, but it's a sense of achievement, and it's something that he's talking about, and he is very proud of that when he talks about that as well. He's giving me the color of, it's like an orange, and it's an energy that I want to put in. So I know that you're writing again. And I know that you're putting ideas together. This is about ideas, and this is about you from the future. There'll be some things that you have to disregard, but follow this at all times, and you'll have another fantastic, successful book about spirit.
Right. Oh, as you say that, I feel the energy of the pink. I just want to give you lots of pink, lots of love, and follow into that. Called Remember Who You Truly Are, Love Unlimited. Yes, Sally. That's the pink just exploding for all of us as we're all holding space. Spirit is just giving us all that beautiful white purity of energy and flow and frequency and vibration that our spirit is just being bathed in. So I love that for all of us. Thank you for just letting us bring forward your father. Congratulations on your books. Sally, I say again, trust your instincts, keep moving forward. Many blessings to you. And I thank you for letting Richard and I hold space for spirit.
It's an absolute privilege, and I know that this is a really emotional link, and it's fantastic. But he is so much with you and so behind everything you do. So certainly go for it.
Yeah, girl, get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Privilege. Thank you.
This is so cool. How are you doing, Richard? How are you holding up? Need water? You're good?
Oh, thanks for saying that. I've got a coffee, so I'll have
Yeah,
I'll
me
have
too. Cheers.
Cheers. Good health.
I'll take that good health. So cheers to all of you that are in here as we flow. Thank you, Ben. I was guided today with my own inspiration to put my hat on today. And so it's a little warm, and I was like, yeah, hat sounds good. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing your gift. Thank you, Christine, for being here. Love the picture of this gentleman that you're flowing with. Thank you, Margaret, for holding space. I hope you guys are all sharing. Like, send the hearts. And here we go. We're going again. We're going in, y'all. Thank you, my girl, Raven. Thank you, girl. We'll see you in the class with Richard and I at the end of the month. Raven joined. Yeah, right? Isn't that cool? She signed up. She was like, I'm in there, girl. I got you.
Oh, that'll be wonderful. I'm really looking forward to it, Debbie. It's going to be great.
It is. I can't wait. So
I've got
excited.
an lady stepping in here. I feel it's a grandmother for somebody here, and she's fuller in figure. She loves the kitchen. She loves the food, and she's having a great time. But you would have found her in the kitchen. That was her domain, and she enjoyed being there. She's a great lady, and there would be happy memories. I get the sense that she would almost be cooking for the streets. She would have been anybody was welcome. It's certainly that energy with this lady. She would have a conversation about anything with you, and she's really, really positive in her outlook on life. Although that wasn't necessarily internal for her, but she portrayed an outlook of positivity. She had a great smile and a great energy about her. And the cooking still, I feel that there are recipes here that have come down in the family that are still cooked or should be cooked. She's saying they're not cooked enough, so they should be.
Right. I could feel later in her journey that there was some aches and pains, almost made me feel that I was immobile to the right side of my arm, where I would have had some difficult breathing. And I felt either there was something here with cardiovascular with the heart, or some form of like, I want to say muscle issue here. Yes, kitchen and cook. Stace, you could understand this, Stace. You understand this? Because I almost wanted to say stroke, but I thought like it was almost like I wanted to say it and I didn't. So there's some immobility here on the right side that definitely is coming through that I feel. She was smart. She was good in math. I feel like I was very educated. Yes, she smiled. Yes, recipes. Yes, she made my mom's. Okay, stay. Sounds, may we work with you? Oh, I can take the cook energy. Oh, I need that cook energy because I forgot how to cook. So spirit, bring it in. Just pass with the heart attack. God bless you, Kaza. Do you recognize the picture? So it looks like we have Kaza and Stace. She had an enlarged heart. Okay, so I know that the heart was a huge component what I was filling into. But I was getting like chicken soup and Campbell soup. I feel like this woman would have had cans. I feel like, I hid them underneath the kitchen counter because I feel like they're not up above. It was like below. So it was either like in cabinets below. So maybe at some point I couldn't reach them is a sense I get. So I know she had all her green beans, her cans saved. It's so interesting. And I feel like she again, there's a little difficulty with the muscles and the issues here of trying to open up the can. As my hand starts to get weakened, I would have needed help to open up the can. So Stace, you would understand this. As I get closer, as I get a closer link here, I feel like you smell her. So there's a sense of floral or some sense of flowers that come close as you feel into her presence. Yes, chicken soup she made for us all when we were sick. Oh, God bless you. Okay. So I know that she's acknowledging this, and I feel that you also can feel into this as well, but I know Richard has more to add, so I'm going to let Richard add to this. Go ahead, Richard.
No, you keep working.
I felt you.
This lady was a chatterbox. And
me.
she exactly. This is why you couldn't get a word in edgeways with this lady. She had a conversation. There was never short of conversation in the house. It was always something. She was always interested in what you were doing, and always asked how your day was. She was really maternal in that sense. She had lovely eyes, like a twinkle in the eye. And I know that that sparkle was still there till the very end. There was still a bit of a cheeky smile, but I know that there would have been. She's wanting me to put people in, so I know that there was a large family, and I know that there were lots of people. If they weren't family, there was certainly large gatherings of friends and people around. But she would, anyone was welcome, is what she's saying, and I think it's very much the same as this service this evening, that everybody is welcome, and bring that energy, bring that vibrancy, because she's such a wonderful lady.
She really is. I feel she was also very open as well because her third eye, she just makes me feel like my eye is opening. I feel like Stace with you, your third eye is going. I don't know if you feel this, but I have to say I can feel the pulsation, like actually acknowledging that if it's happening to you, it's like you're getting the little tingles and flutters of energy. That's the sense that she gave me. So it's like opening up that heart, coming from your heart space and planting. I feel like if you haven't planted a garden, I want to give you a garden is a sense I get, whether this is like with herbs and vegetables and having good food. So it's like reminding us of that wholesome food is a sense I get. She would say nosy. So cute.
Nosy is the word. Nosy is the word. We're just too polite in the UK. But she certainly was. She certainly was. She's giving you some freedom now and a little bit of space. She's saying to me that you need a little bit of space around you. You need a little bit of blue sky. You need some blue sky days. So it's about going out and really connecting as well. With nature and with Mother Earth, because I feel that this is really needing. This is where you're planting seeds now for the future, and you're already done that. You've already done that in many ways, and the sun is shining on you. But what she's talking about is writing these bits down, the same that she used to write her recipes down or things in a jotter, and a lot of the things was in her head. But she said, "I wish I'd written more down." So write things down. It's really important at the moment.
Right. I know Stace, and I know she has a book, and I could feel into that. And I get the sense this is also for you, babe, when it comes to writing your book. You're getting all these ideas, and you're getting all this download of inspiration, and they're like, save it, write it down, put it. I feel like you have an actual cabinet or like a file cabinet that's brown. It has a little key, and I feel like keep it safe, keep it locked, keep it protected so that when you're ready, like it's going to be shared. I feel like it's media, like you want to work on your media, and you're getting yourself out. So really, really, market yourself, babe. Yes, I know you're a writer, but I feel like there's more to come. Like share it, market yourself. Skip, I want to get you to be known. Like let's bring you, like, who is Stace? Let's share her. Share your knowledge. Share who you are, babe. Share your gift.
It feels like you have a lot on the go. You have a lot of ideas that are flying around, and I'm wanting to put in lots of people in spirit that are working with you. And I know that you'll feel those influences, but they're from different realms within the spirit world, and you understand the difference and the nuances between that. So you're incredibly gifted as a lady and as a writer. I feel that there's travel as well. I feel that there's travel coming for you, travel overseas. And I feel that that's really important. Are you linked, or is there anything with Europe with you? Because I'm getting travel around Europe, and I feel that that's important. If it's not in physical travel, it's certainly in your research and what you're looking into. I'm getting the different areas of Europe. I'm getting the pyramids and all of that kind of research that seems to be coming up for you at the moment.
Right. I love that for her. Stace, girl, your grandma. I want to say grandma. She's on fire. Yes, I can take that. It's inspired writing. Beautiful. I feel like, that travel, that journey, like embrace it, babe. It's there for you. And there's a huge support. Beautiful drawing. Love it. Beautiful job, Richard.
I'm just wanting to give you a lot of energy and enthusiasm and go forward with that, because it's really your time now, is what I want to say. You've done a lot for other people, and you've had time for other people and thinking about them. This is your time for your development, and for you writing. You've got such power and such energy within you, and it's time now to bring that forward.
I agree. That's what I was feeling into, Stace. I agree. So let them push you out of that comfort zone a lot. What a great theme tonight. We're all getting pushed out of our comfort zone. I love that. You got this, babe. You got
Thank you
this.
for working with us.
We're going to leave you with Grandma's love. Thank you for just letting us hold space. Beautiful job, Richard. Thank you, everybody. How is everybody doing? Who's here still? Let's give a shout out. Let's do a roll call. Who's here? Where are you from? Hit tap, 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 tap as we sip our coffee.
You've got to make time for coffee.
Yes, right, Richard? We do. We need time for coffee. Hello, Mr. John Foss, Healing Videos. Hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Richard and Debbie. Absolutely spot on. It is now time for me. That's what's up, girl. That's what's up. You got this, baby girl. Loving it. Diane from the 805. What's up, my beautiful girl? Thank you for being here. I love it. Hello, Tracy. I love it. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you are here. New Forest, England. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love this. And Richard's ready to go. Belinda, thank you for the star blanks. I love it. Sending you lots of love back to you, beautiful. Is that a beautiful? Oh, that's a butterfly. I love the butterfly. Lynette, thank you for being here from the UK. First time watching, love. Don't forget to follow us and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to find Richard on SPTV TikTok because you know Richard be all over the place. Facebook, TikTok, IG. Oh, it's my girl, Trudy Panko in the house from the USA. Thank you for sharing. I can see Chrissy shared it, Elizabeth shared it, Annette shared it. I can see this. Good job, guys. Tara, thank you for being here. Let's see what Richard's bringing forward. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what's up. This is a strong man.
It's a strong, young, vibrant gentleman, and he passed to spirit too young. But he is very energetic. He is a bit of a thrill seeker in a way, and he loved life. He had a real great time when he was here, and I get the sense and the feeling with this gentleman that you would go and hang out with him and he would be the life and soul of the party. He had a very cheeky smile. I can feel dimples as well. He's wanting me to put those in, and he's saying, don't make this sad. This is about energy. This is about life, and this is the good stuff. Although he passed in a very tragic way, but I know that he wanted to be a celebration, and there was a celebration at his passing.
Right. I could see that. I feel daredevil. Like if I was to go into that motorcycle, like everything, like the Fast and Furious kind of life, but also too would have had a nice drink, let the kids go do what they got to do. I'm going to sit here. I'm just this cool cat, just observing. So I know I can go from being involved to just relaxing and chilling. So I know my personality would rest when I needed to rest. So I love that with him. I feel that there's a lot of grief still behind his passing as I feel into the emotions with this gentleman, as my heart starts to feel into that breath. I feel that there is someone here that did not get to say goodbye, or someone is still wanting to acknowledge, he's acknowledging this person that did not get to say goodbye, which I feel is mom. I feel that there's a connection here to a mom that I have to acknowledge. I heard the name Sandra, so I know the name Sandra is also significant. I feel that there might be an auntie in here as well, so I have to acknowledge auntie as well. Yes, the motorcycle too. Christine, oh, I was drawn to your picture earlier and I have chills right now as your name just pops up. Please tell us, Christine, what you understand that, as my head still continues to get full on chills.
I'm wanting to give him a leather jacket on as well, and I know that the motorcycle was important to him. I get the sense that it was where he found his freedom. It was where he went, and he'd just go off for a ride, and it was just great. I'm getting as well that he liked to go off road. There was it wasn't main roads. He liked the back roads. He liked the freedom of the back roads, and he was in his happy place when he was on his bike.
Wow, she says she died in a motorcycle accident, so Christine could understand this. Okay, yeah. So Christine, I'm so sorry. I know that was his spirit coming in a loving way of just like showing the vibrancy and the life of who he is as a young man.
He's giving me a leather jacket that I know is still around, and there's a scarf as well that he used to wear, and as well round his neck, and that's someone was giving. It was a birthday present, is what he's talking about, as a present. and it
Yeah.
was a scarf. And
Yeah.
I know as well when he's giving me this leather jacket that this was where he'd go, and he put his leather jacket on, and I know that that is still around.
Right. I do feel that it's hung up in a closet. I feel that there's a mirror on the closet, and I feel it. It's in the side. It's like almost wrapped up. So I do feel that this jacket is put away in the closet with mirrors outside, is a sense I get. There's also something about his shoes, either you moved them. There's some tennis shoes that you have. Either you just dusted them off, because he's also showing me the tennis shoes. I feel like either you bagged some of his things and he's like, okay, good job. Like there's support there. So I have to acknowledge this as well. As he speaks of this. And when you mentioned birthday, I was getting the month of August and September. So I know that August and September are also very significant as well. I feel like I want to give you the number 19, and I also wanted to give you 5 and 6. So I know that there was some, either 1956. I feel that this year is coming in, this era. I feel like I just want to bring you love and support. It's like, take your time. Okay, let's see here.
He was a very sensitive soul as well in his own right. As much as he could have been the life and soul and the energy of the party, he had a beautiful level of sensitivity. And I get the sense, and what he's talking about is the tone of his voice, that he had such a nice tone to his voice that was really calming for people. So people would go to him and they would be able to talk to this gentleman. And he was just a real nice character, and he liked to be talked about in that way. It was really important for him to be understood and to be recognized.
Right. I could feel a celebration of life for him. Balloons,
Exactly
balloons and celebration of life. There was a huge slideshow. I could see that in the back, like everyone coming together, the young men stepping forward and speaking on his behalf. So I could feel into that as well. There's something either you wear around your waist, or excuse me, not waist, around your wrist. And I feel that this is a reminder of you and him, because I feel like either I play with it when I think of him. There's something here of a watch or something very significant here that I'm feeling into, that he's making me feel that you when you get nervous or when you're thinking, I feel like you play with this or you acknowledge it. Then this is the sense that he's giving me. I feel like you put it away. Go ahead.
With this, he's giving me the wide open spaces, the blue sky. So I believe where he is, or where he lived on the earth plane, there was great skies, because he's talking about the freedom in the skies and the colours. I can feel that he would have drifted off into the clouds, or he would. What he's actually saying is he wished there was more clouds to drift off into. Because I think there was a lot of blue skies, but I know that he would have been. It just feels like that he could have been off, just off riding, and he just sat with his laid on the grass or laid on the ground, looking up at the stars, looking up at the skies, and he was in his elements. He enjoyed life, Max, to the full.
Right. He was a very gentle young man too. When you say that, it's just like rest. He always rested and just chilled in his thoughts.
He was very in touch with himself for what he did on the earth plane. I'm not saying that it was easy all the time, and surely it wasn't, but he had such a vibrancy. I'm wanting to really scratch around with the colours. He's bringing that energy, and that seems to come through as well. He wasn't traditional in his way of thinking either. He was very open-minded. He was a very forward thinker. He liked to shock people a little bit as well. That was his sense of humour.
When you say that, I literally feel this little girl that he comes behind and he like spooks her out like boo. So I know like he comes behind this young girl and he's like just that character of a jokester as well. So his spirit is very fun. I feel that your heart races when the closeness comes in. And so please know that spirit is very close to you, Christine. Beautiful job, Richard, on bringing his essence forward.
He's a great guy. I'd have loved to have, hung out and gone riding with him. It'd have been great.
Right.
I know that he's remembered fondly. I know that. Everybody's a wonderful guy.
They were supposed to be married, died on July 18th of summer a long time ago. God bless you, Christine. I'm so sorry. Richard?
Yeah.
Are you want to flow, or you want to take a second to do another coffee sip break?
Yeah, let's do a coffee sip break.
We're going to do a coffee sip break, y'all. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Much love. Don't forget to share.
Spiritual Psychics TV presents a wonderful evening of mediumship and trance. Our evening is hosted by Nick Brown with guests Bill Hughes, Glenda Marie, David Hale, and Minty May. Our exciting event is being held at the Little Port Village Hall, which is in Ely. The date for our magical showcase is Saturday the 9th of September. The price is only £10, which includes refreshments. For ticket information, please visit myspiritualevents.com. Nadija Bajami, a proficient strategic hypnotherapist, mind coach, grief educator, accomplished Reiki master, and gifted psychic medium, extends a warm invitation to join us on an exploration during a 4-week introductory mediumship course. As a special privilege, this extraordinary opportunity is being offered to our esteemed VIP members without any associated costs. Immerse yourself in the art of refining your innate talents and finding balance in communion with the realm of spirits. The course begins on Sunday, November 5th, at 7 p.m. via Zoom, and details will be placed in the VIP lounge. For more information on becoming a VIP, visit sptv.uk.
Are you planning a paid spiritual event, or looking for something to do this weekend? Then visit myspiritualevents.com. You can browse the listing, view the event details, watch a YouTube clip, look at a mini gallery, select dates and times, pay for tickets using PayPal or your debit card. Organizers can register for free and start selling tickets within minutes, be it for their online or in-person spiritual event. As an organizer, you will have access to your own admin dashboard, which will display information such as your income and your bookings, all in a simple and user-friendly display. It's free to use. Join and upgrade to an organizer. Come and visit us at myspiritualevents.com.
Tonight from 8 p.m, Marcus Lapser joins us for an evening of mediumship readings and development.
Welcome back, y'all. I hope you didn't miss anything. We needed a little coffee break, but we're ready to flow again. Richard, thank you so kindly for holding space. And the other Richard from SDTV, thank you for opening up the platform in honor of spirit. And let's go, y'all. Tap, 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 tap. Share, 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 share. And send the hearts.
Let's do something different. Let's go in with the right hand, because I'm left-handed.
Wow.
We can do with the right hand, because it's about having fun. It's about playing with the spirit, because it's all about us understanding how they work and how things come together. So let's see what we can do here. There's a lady coming through, and she's a very sensitive lady, and I know that this lady, she would have been an aunt. She feels like an aunt. She feels like she's on that kind of link in this world. And I know that she would have been very caring. She would have had a very caring nature to her, and she would have enjoyed hearing the stories. She would have had stories as well. She feels like she would have been a very caring soul and told stories to you as a child. So we're going back a generation or so here with this lady, and I know that she would have enjoyed the sensitivities around life and the sensitivities around nature.
I love her energy. She's very firecracker, but I feel like she's very serious as well. So if she didn't like something, she would make sure people knew. And if you see that look, it was like the looks can give it away, right? It's like the looks can give it away. I got you. I was just about to say this is amazing work. Thank you, Desiree Bridges. And you're doing this with your right hand, Richard. Oh my gosh. Sorry, with my dog is here.
So, well, if the dog's here, it must be interesting. This lady must have liked animals. She's bringing in that energy that she was an animal lover, that she enjoyed nature. She enjoyed going for walks. There would have been animals around in the family with this lady as well. And I feel that she would have been around for family gatherings. That's what's important. She wouldn't have seen her on a day-to-day basis, but she would have been around for family gatherings.
Oh, I love that. When you say the animals, I see lots of animals. So this wasn't just one animal. I feel like I was someone that could have taken lots of care of lots of dogs. I feel like I was someone that would get up and I would feed the animals. I would go out there and get the water. I feel like I have a big open field. I definitely get the sense that I was a hard worker. For me, it gives me the sense of someone who worked in the fields. I know that with my grandmother, she was someone who was out there working in the fields with family, and that's the sense I get. She would pick her own foods. I feel like the vegetables in the earth, the soil, it's like I want to touch that soil. I want to get into that greenery of that plant. So I also feel her very much like a medicine woman as well. So I feel like she's someone who would have worked with like the herbs and just putting things together and just mixing it up is the sense I get with her spirit. She's got a beautiful soul.
She's got blue eyes as well, which is quite important for this lady as well. You recognise her for her blue eyes. And I know as well as I work with her that she has a real connection with the water and with the ocean as well. It was her freedom, a sense of I can hear the sea rolling around in my head. So she was a very free thinker in that. And I get the terminology, the red flame. I don't know where that comes from. It's just popped into my mind as well. So that would be relevant and help us find who this lady is. But it's something to play with and something different. She was someone who would inspire you to think differently.
Right. She feels very full of wisdom is the sense I get. She has a lot of wisdom. I feel like she's coming in to bring in hope. Who here could recognize this woman? Let's see. She looks like my nan. And I got the word Diane. Okay, so very interesting because I heard Diane and I was about to say Diane. So Diane, please listen, okay? So if you say Nan, I feel like there's mountains behind me. I feel like I'm in that open sun, the open air. I feel like I really like to be outdoors. So the sense I get with her, I feel like I'm really someone that would get in there and lift things up. I was someone that would get in there to make sure things were not left behind. I would go to the market. I'm very independent. I'm doing the things that I need to do for myself is the sense I get. And she grew her own vegetables. That's how I felt her, very strong. I hear the name Sylvia, so I don't know if Sylvia is a name that you understand, but I felt like I have to say the name Sylvia. I also feel like this is an acknowledgement of a daughter, and I also wanted to go to Auntie, but I'm going to let Richard continue to unfold this. All right, I want to sing to you a little bit, Diane. So I know.
Yeah, but do we know where we are with this lady?
Yeah, Diane Jones.
Oh, we've got Diane. Okay, sorry.
Diane. He's in it, y'all.
She used to grow up. She's very earthy. She's very in tune with nature, is this lady. And I know, as I work with her, that she would have had her hands in the soil because my hands are covered in pastels. And she says, whatever you do, make sure you get fully absorbed into it. And she would have inspired you with this. This is how she's coming through. It would have been try anything new, go that direction. She's always interested in talking. If you're going to do a job, do it properly. This was her mentality. Just grow veg. She'd understand why she was growing veg, and nothing was wasted with this lady. She was very sensitive to nature, climate change, Mother Earth. She was really important to this lady.
I like her.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah, I would love to spend a day with her. Her energy is just so loving.
She's into healing. She was a natural healer, but she's not in the traditional sense of what we think about it now. But it's she was just naturally gifted with that. You would have had a sense of ease and a sense of peace with her. There was a grounding when you went to see her.
Mm-hmm. I felt all of that when her presence or her essence just stepped forward. I could feel all that beautiful grounding, all that energy of the vegetables and the food and the animals. And it's just like I get a glimpse into her house, and I feel like there was just one room that she's taking me to. It feels like the wood, like it's almost like you can smell the wood of the home. And I feel like it was just that comfort of that bear energy or bear medicine that I want to give you. It's almost like that blanket. And I feel like she was someone that would be, like you said, the medicine man. That was her middle name. Wow, I love that. And she's just like this. Go ahead. Yeah, go for it, Richard.
No, you go. It's on.
I felt like it was somebody's birthday also too, and I know that there was like a birthday, like I had to say happy birthday. So I heard that right before you started reading. So I do want to put that in there really quickly. I do want to say either this was someone's birthday that passed in August, or not August, or just passed in August is the birthday that I want to say happy birthday and an acknowledgement of May as well. And I want to go into this month as well. So there's something here that you want to celebrate as well for September. Lots of goals, lots of dreams. I feel you're very vibrant, Diane. And I feel like, you know, I feel like, you know, once you make your mind up, I feel like you're strong in your work, but I want to give you more flexibility. So like, be more open, be more flexible, you know, with that. Yes, definitely healer, naturally gifted. Yeah, I could feel all that beautiful. I almost wanted to call her a guide, you know, like, but I know she was, you know, with spirit, just how she is, so loving.
It's just, I love the way that the drawing's unfolding. It's very organic, all very sensitive in a way, almost encouraging you to take a closer look. I know there seems to be a couple of other people here who are flying high with you at the moment, and this is where you're going. This is the flying high. This is going somewhere new. So I feel that you have a couple of options here. Both of them are absolutely fantastic, and they'll lead you to the destination you wish to go. It feels like that it's really important connecting back with nature, and I know seeing things within things, if that makes sense to you. That's how it's been given to me. And I know that this lady would help you with that, and she's looking at things from a different perspective, turning things upside down. I know creativity as well played a part in this lady's life. I get the sense of embroidery, sewing, knitting, that kind of thing with the tactile, with all of that kind of organic stuff. And I know creativity is important to you. It's starting to come forward now, and there's energy around that. They're giving you the orange as well with that.
I love that. A lot of green, a lot of trees. Yes, she was very spiritual. Yes, she is. I can feel that. She's like she had this ointment or this cream, and she would bless you on your forehead. You know, it's almost like the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit is that presence of just, you know, it's so beautiful. This memory, I had a lady that I worked with, and she would bring that kiss from the third eye to, you know, forehead to forehead, and it's just like she says, "Go in peace and go with God." So I know that she was someone who embodied that presence and frequency of that spirit world, and she's blessing you. She gives you your hands, and it's just a reassurance, all is well. So I love her essence. I'm just so grateful to be in her presence. Thank you, Diane, for letting us bring her forward today. And I know Richard wanted to add something to that.
She just says, if I can do it, you can do it. And it's as simple as that. You can do anything you want to. It's your choice, and it's up to you. But yeah, if I can do it, you can do it.
Got this, girl.
Wonderful lady. Wonderful energy with this lady.
Yeah, very beautiful. Lots of
She doesn't
love.
want to go happy. You know? There's a beautiful garden where I am. I'll let her go out in the garden.
Oh, how sweet is that? Thank you, Richard. You have always been able to draw, Richard. Have you always been able to draw, Richard, or is it just when you were working with spirit?
I've spent a lot of time drawing. My style, to be honest, has changed through the years. It's changed. So I've done everything from abstract work to hyperrealism, impressionist stuff, and it's just interesting how it unfolds. And I think working with the spirit world, like the drawings are different. Some people want to come through and they liked art, they loved art. And they want to come through with the style of art that they liked, or the style of person. So the drawings change now, and all the different types of drawing that I've done over the years are kind of beneficial now, because it's like, well, let's see where spirit want to go and see what they were interested in, because, you know, at the end of the day, we're working for the spirit world. We're working for them. It's not what we want to do. It's what they want to do. You know. Right.
It's so interesting. I did my first spirit art, and I thought I was going to read one person, and it ended up another person. And you really do let them take that hand movement, and you listen to how they're having you shade a little darker, a little less. And I was amazed that it actually looked like the person that I was connecting to. There's so much beauty when you're really letting spirit just flow with you.
it's such a privilege, as I say, but we get to work with the spirit world. We get to understand a little bit more about this world, and it's such a wonderful thing. They can teach us so much, but at the end of the day, we get to experience life, and if we can use creativity to do that, we can use working in the moment here and working with spirit is such a great thing to do.
Right.
I feel this is a younger gentleman, and I feel that someone would recognize this drawing. There's a photograph of this gentleman when he was younger, and this is how he's showing himself. It feels like it's a school picture or something like that, that it just feels he's showing himself very simply. It's a headshot, and then there's other photos of him as well, but he's just making me aware of this one. And it would have been looked at recently. It would be recognizable if not out in the house now. But I feel that he's a great energy. He's a wonderful soul, and he was creative as well. He's coming through on this creative link, and he's inquisitive to people as well. He's showing me a checked shirt that he's wearing as well, so I know that that's relevant, and someone would recognize that. That there was a checked shirt that this guy used to wear, and he's calling himself a guy, he's calling himself a lad, so I know that he would have had that carefree kind of attitude around him, and he would have enjoyed life to the full. He's looking off to the side, so I know that he's a bit of a cheeky chappy as well.
Yeah, it looks like Patricia says, looks like my son.
There we go. You'd recognize the picture.
She recognized the picture. Mm-hmm. In the picture that you have, Patricia, I'm also acknowledging the young man next to the lady in the dress. So in the middle, I'm being drawn to this young man as well in your picture at this moment, Patricia. And I feel that there's a lot of healing that's coming to you at this moment. So I feel as I go into the emotions, there's still a lot of emotions with this passing of this young man. As I feel into this, I know it's not an easy subject or a conversation that you're open to have. I feel like it's hard to talk about it, or there's someone here that it's hard to talk about it, and he's just coming in to say, I'm okay. There's this feeling like I'm okay, and I'm just giving the smile. So there's this happiness that comes in, whether this was a tragic passing. I have to say I'm here and I'm smiling with you. And I also want to bring you the birds as well. So I see the birds and I see the sun and I see this open sky, and I feel like this is you looking, and I hear the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow is very significant for you as you think of this young boy as well. And I just feel lots of healing colors coming to you, lots of beautiful reds, greens, and turquoise and blue. So when I go into the turquoise, I feel like you actually seen the orb of an orb in a picture of the turquoise, and I feel the presence with you very close, if this makes sense. I feel as they come to you, it's like they're bringing that love and that healing touch to the heart, and it's almost like he's coming in just to give you that gentle comfort, like I'm here, that presence. There's also a gentleman in spirit that's stepping forward. Feels very much like a gentleman that's a granddad, dad, and I feel like there's this honor and respect that's coming in because I want to salute you as well, and I feel lots of freedom, like I'm free. So there's this freedom that I have to also say, if this makes sense.
This is a really important link, and it's very sensitive. But I know that this guy came through with a lot of energy, and I know that he had the time he had here wasn't long enough, but it was enough for him. It was enough for what he needed to get done. As we come down from the spirit world, we come down with choices, and we've already made our choices, or certainly that's what I believe. I feel that this gentleman, this guy, he's not a gentleman. He keeps going, I'm a guy. I'm one of the lads. I'm a guy. I feel he was a very young soul when he passed, but a very old soul when he came to the earth plane, if that makes sense. You'd have looked at him and you'd looked in his eyes and you've gone, you've been here before. It was that sort of energy with this guy. And I don't want to touch too much on it, and we'll go with the positives. But I know that outdoors, he was a very outdoors kind of character, and he used to like going out and socializing. He feels like he's quite social in his nature, in a sense, because as I say that, he says, well, I wasn't. So Nature was important, but he was certainly loved by the family. That's what feels like his family presence was a really important thing for this young man.
Right. I do feel that I'm sitting playing video games, or I'm like on this couch, and I would have gotten moody. So it was like, if we had things to do, he had his own schedule. So he didn't really, maybe he didn't listen here and there, but he was happy with the little choices that he made. And if you remember that, I just feel like the laughter. Let's go back to you holding him as a baby and that laughter. I see the elephant and the blue and, you know, the mobile, and just thinking of those moments of the stars and the sun and the cosmos. I really want to bring that in for you. Patricia, I know Carrie could take a lot of this as well. So I know Patricia could also understand this. So I'm still with Patricia, is the sense I get. And yes, with the girls. Thank you. I know when I come to you, there's that emotion. So there's a lot of healing still coming in. Angels coming behind you. I feel like you're someone who works with that spirit frequency of healing, of angels and support. And I feel that you're very gifted and you can see as well. And so I want to say either you had a dream or you had a visitation from him. And I have to validate this as well. I also want to acknowledge for you the month of January. I also know that the month of December is very significant. And I love this. And it was just like, as I gave you the song Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I just hear there's no place like home. And there's this gratitude. Thank you for taking care of me. So please
the home was where power was where his energy was in the home. He's making me put it in, and all steps lead to home. You know, it's that kind of thing. That he was very well loved in the house, and he was loved at home. He was the twinkle of my eyes. What is the words that he's bringing in? As he says that, I feel the emotion. Blue-eyed boy is what I'm wanting to say here. But he was such a great. He flew with freedom. I'm wanting to put birds in the sky, and he had freedom of thought and freedom and creativity in his own right. He was a very, very genuine soul, is what I want to say, and I want to leave it on a very happy note with that it was the energy and the love that meant so much to him when he was here. As he went to the spirit world, that's what he took with him, and it's really, really powerful and really, really healing for you here now. And I can feel the energy and the connection between you and him and the spirit world, and it feels beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful, gentle connection, and he's wanting to leave you with that energy and that power, and he did everything right.
Yes, I hear that. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy, for loving me and taking care of me. Your heart is gold. Thank you, Patricia, for just letting us hold space. Everyone who joined us today, thank you for holding space in honor of spirit. Thank you, Richard Stuttle, for holding space and bringing the essence of spirit forward. What are you offering at this time, and where can people find you?
Thank you, Deb. Well, can I first say it's just an absolute privilege to work for the spirit world, and thank you for the invitation to work with you, Debbie. It's been so much fun, which is great, and such an honour to bring the messages from loved ones for people here who have attended this evening. And it's just great. I've really had a wonderful time. Thank you. If you want more information on me, richardstuttle.com. Have a look on there. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. And that's it. We'll hope to see you. We've got a workshop in a couple of weeks with Debbie, which is going to be great. We're really looking forward to that. It's on Zoom. We'll see you all there, hopefully.
Yeah. So via Zoom,
I'd like to do an art workshop.
It's
about energy. You don't have to be an artist.
Right. And I'm really looking forward to it. So if you're one that works with colors, you're one that wants to learn unfold, do a color reading, join us. Me and Richard on September 23rd via Zoom. Richard from SPTV, so much love to you always for opening up a platform in honor of spirit. Each and every one of you, have a beautiful rest of your day. Be safe. And we'll see you next week as I flow with my girl, Shannon Rattay. As me and my girl flow with Shannon Rattay with the angels. And don't go nowhere, because Marcus will be on next. And this is your last day to get your tickets for the live show tomorrow. So once again, you are so loved. We are so grateful. And again, as Richard said, it is a privilege to hold space in honor of spirit. Take care. Much love. And God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.